So now we're going to style our navigation menu some more. When we added the navbar component earlier in the tutorial, it came pre-built and was already styled in the way that we see here. Our design calls for a more minimal menu, so we'll need to change some of the styling. To get the look we want, we're going to override the default styling that came with it. Click somewhere inside the navbar and use the up arrow keys to keep moving up the hierarchy until the heads-up display shows the nav element with navbar and navbar default classes assigned to it. These are the classes we're going to override since these determine the styling for the whole navigation bar. In the document toolbar, make sure styles.css is selected and then go to the CSS designer. The CSS designer now just lists the styles.css file since it's the one we've specified. Let's add a selector for navbar and navbar default. This will be typed out as .navbar.navbar-default. Now we can start to define the properties. First, we'll remove the border. Go to the border category and set the width to 0 pixels. We don't want rounded corners, so scroll down to the border radius section and click the chain icon in the middle so we can define all 4 values at once. Then, use the scrubber to set one of the values to 0 and press return or enter. Notice that the rest of them change along with it. Now we'll get to the background, which is currently a light gray color. Click the background category and then update the background color property. For now, we'll set ours to white. You can drag the color selector to the far left corner of the color picker to select white. It's defined with a hexadecimal value of #FFFFFF. Press return or enter. Next, select the layout category and set the top margin property to 20 pixels to give it some spacing between the top of the menu and the top of the page. When we expand Live View, we can see that the menu spans the entire width of the page. I would like it if it didn't span the whole width, so let's go back to Split View and look at the source code. Here we can see that the nav element contains a div with a .container fluid class, and this is what's causing it to fill the width of the page. All we need to do is change .container fluid to .container. I'll delete the -fluid part of the class name in the heads-up display. Going back to Live View, we can see that this change gives the menu a fixed width and provides some spacing on either side that makes it look a lot better. Go ahead and click on styles.css in the document toolbar to get ready for the next step. In the next video, we'll add some final styling to the images on the page.